The World Health Organization, WHO, one of the most powerful global health institutions, has been at the forefront of fighting pandemics, eradicating diseases, and shaping global health policies. But in recent development, cracks have begun to show up as USA and Argentina announced their withdrawal from the organization. Some countries have accused the WHO of bias, inefficiency, and political influence, leading some to withdraw or consider leaving. But what's really happening? Welcome to the fellow learner. In this video, let's find out if the WHO is failing in its mission, or is it being unfairly criticized. Founded in 1948, the WHO's mission is to promote global health, combat diseases, and coordinate international health efforts. It has achieved major milestones like eradicating smallpox and reducing polio cases by 99% since 1988. However, its role in recent crises has sparked controversy. Despite its achievements, WHO has faced mounting criticism. Here are the top reasons why some countries are losing faith in the organization. 1. Alleged bias towards China. Many countries, especially the United States, accuse WHO of delayed response in handling the COVID-19 outbreak. Reports suggest WHO was slow to declare COVID-19 a pandemic and relied heavily on Chinese data, some of which was later found to be incomplete. The former US President Donald Trump called WHO China-centric and halted funding in 2020, citing mishandling of the pandemic. 2. Inefficiency and bureaucracy. WHO has been criticized for slow decision-making and over-reliance on politics rather than science. During the 2014 Ebola outbreak in West Africa, WHO took months to declare an emergency, leading to unnecessary loss of life. Some claim WHO is overly bureaucratic, with more focus on policy discussions rather than swift action in health crises. 3. Controversial handling of global health policies. WHO has been accused of pushing policies without considering national sovereignty. For instance, its push for a global pandemic treaty faced opposition from countries fearing loss of autonomy over health decisions. Some African nations have criticized WHO for favoring pharmaceutical interests over equitable vaccine distribution. 4. Funding and influence concerns. WHO is funded 80% by voluntary contributions from countries and private donors, like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, raising concerns about conflicts of interest. The US was the largest donor, providing 15% of WHO's budget, but with funding cuts, WHO has become more dependent on private donors. Let's look at countries that have distanced themselves from WHO and why. United States, 2020, left WHO under Trump administration, citing bias and mishandling of COVID-19. Later, President Biden rejoined in 2021. And when Trump came back in power, the US left. After USA, the South American nation Argentina announced its exit from WHO. Taiwan, not a WHO member due to political pressure from China. During COVID-19, Taiwan accused WHO of ignoring its warnings about human-to-human transmission. Brazil, 2020 to 2021, former President Jair Bolsonaro threatened to leave, claiming WHO's pandemic guidelines harm Brazil's economy. Tanzania, 2020 to 2021, late President John Magufuli accused WHO of exaggerating COVID-19 risks and briefly stopped cooperation. African nations discontent. Some African leaders criticized WHO for vaccine inequality and ignoring African research contributions. On the other side of the debate, WHO defends its role, stating that 1. It follows scientific evidence and cannot control how countries handle pandemics. 2. The COVID-19 response was based on available data, and it worked to distribute vaccines through COVAX. 3. WHO argues that cutting funding weakens global health efforts and that reforms, not withdrawal, are the answer. So, what's next for WHO? To regain trust, WHO needs to 1. Increase transparency in decision-making. 2. Speed up emergency responses. 3. Ensure fair vaccine distribution. Limit political influence and avoid reliance on major donors. Some nations suggest alternative health alliances, like the US strengthening ties with the G7 Global Health Initiative. But is abandoning WHO the right solution, or should it be reformed from within? The WHO is at a crossroads. While it has played a crucial role in global health, criticism over its efficiency, transparency, and political influence cannot be ignored. Some nations are pulling away, while others push for reforms. What do you think? Should WHO be restructured, replaced, or fully supported? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global issues.